What did you think of your wet welcome today?
Very good. I thought they were very nice coming out in all that rain.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you enjoy the rain?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, funny
seeing
standing there in your new coat.
Seeing as they got soaked, though, you know, we didn't mind, did
We'd like to pay a tribute for you coming on the open cut in that truck round because the kids have been waiting all night and they appreciate it.
Well, they deserved it, didn't they, waiting all night?
I hope you're wearing drip-dry clothes, were you?
No, we thought it was going to be sunny.
George,
and our cases hadn't gone
who
in.
selected the name the Beatles, and how did you derive this particular name with
Well,
the
I think
BEA instead of
John
BEA?
got the name Beatles
In a vision,
ages ago, you know, when we needed a name and everybody was thinking of a name and he thought of Beatles.
Why the BEA instead of the BE?
Well, actually, you know.
Well, you know, if they left it with BEE, it was hard enough getting people to understand why it was BEA, never mind.
Paul, what do you expect to find here in Australia?
Australians.
Do you have any acknowledged leader of the group?
No, not really.
We heard you stood on the balcony outside, is that right?
Pardon?
We heard you stood on your head on the balcony outside.
No, you don't have to hear some rumours.
You didn't sound here.
How did the tickets go in Hong Kong? Did you get full houses in?
I think so.
Yeah. No, there was a few 5-quid seats.
You had £5 left. Yeah, they were a bit hot, weren't they?
I would heard you. I wouldn't see me in for £5, did you? I wouldn't see any of you for £2.
John, has the Mersey beat changed since you've been playing it?
Oh, well, we still keep on saying there's no such thing as Mersey, just something the press made up, you know.
Well,
We call it
you
rock
play
and
the same
roll.
way now as you did?
It's just rock and roll, just so happens we write most of it.
Has Buddy
Yeah.
Holly influenced your music at all, Joe?
He did in the early days, obviously, you know. But, no, well, not obviously, but he knew he was one of the greats, and that. So we liked him.
Thurber, though, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't sing so well.
Have you been practicing up your Australian accent?
No, Colin, not at all. We can't get it, you know. All
Do you
I
think
can-
you'll be writing any songs with Australian themes when you're here?
No, we never write themes about anything, you know. Just write the same rubbish all the time.
You play the kind of music you want to play or the kind of music you think people want to hear?
No, we've been playing this kind of music for about 5 or 6 years or something like that. It's just rock and roll, you know. It just happens we write it.
Well, what do you think made the difference that suddenly put you up above the other groups?
Well,
We got a record contract.
there weren't
Speaking of
other-
records, what record do you all agree on generally as your best recording? Not the best seller, but as the best recording musically.
You mean our favourite?
Well, we always like the one we just made, don't we? So it's Long Tall Sally for me.
This is your latest
I
one.
like.
Well, it's quite new, you know.
I like.
It's not even a single.
I like. Sorry. I like You Can't Do That.
What do you like, Jimmy?
What about you, Jim? You haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
How do you
I like
feel,
that
Jimmy,
one.
being in with the Beatles?
Pardon?
How do you feel being in with the Beatles, the newcomers, standing in for Ringo?
It's a good experience, man.
How is
Marvellous.
Ringo?
He's much better. He joins them on Sunday.
What do you do then, Jimmy?
I go back to London and they're fixing up a band for me and I do some television.
And he's away.
You're really progressing pretty well with your Beatle haircut.
Yeah, well, I've been growing it for about 3 months.
How long does it take to get a magnificent mane like this?
I don't know, I can't remember being without it.
Do you ever go to the barbers, John?
No, you know, I haven't had my haircut since the woman on the film cut it good, but I don't trust anybody else. So
This is the film Beatlemania, is it?
no, it's not called that. That's another story. It's
A Hard Day's
Hard
Night.
Day's Night, it's called.
Are you satisfied with the finished product?
Well, it's as good as anybody that makes a film who can't act, you know.
Are you individually millionaires yet?
No, that's another lousy room. I wish we were.
Brian Epstein, a millionaire.
No, even he's not one, poor fellow. So that's
Where does all the money go?
Well, a lot of it goes to Her Majesty.
She's a millionaire.
Isn't it a bit disconcerting when you go on stage and do your numbers and nobody hears them because all the girls are screaming?
Well, it's usually adults who don't hear them. You know, like in Hong Kong, in the paper it said, the Beatles fought a losing battle against the screams. Now, compared with other people, they were quite quiet, you know, they were still shouting. And most of the kids could hear it, but adults went out thinking, I couldn't hear a thing.
Are you very conscious of your responsibilities? I mean, teenagers dwell on your every comment and action. Do you feel very responsible towards this?
No, we just sort of behave as normally as we can, you know. We don't feel as though we should preach this and tell them that, you know, let them do what they like.
You know, we never used to believe it when in the old days we used to open a magazine and it'd say so-and-so doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't go out
We used to
late.
think they were
Yeah,
soft,
we used to
you
think
know.
of them. It's funny. So I mean, you know, we just act normally. and just hope that other people don't think we're a bit funny.
Now, you say you act normally, but how can you? How can you when you're getting so much money, when everywhere you go people are pressing around you, you can't see anything?
Well, you know, I mean, normal in the
As
in the
normal as we
environment.
can.
In the
then,
environment that
environment.
surrounds you, like, well, you're not as normal as you can, don't you?
Correct, correct, right.
Off the original record after about 8 years coming back and topping the charts around the world.
Well, it hasn't topped the charts around the world yet.
I think
If
it's
it does,
sold
I
a
think
lot
it's
here.
sold out here.
Sold a lot here, but I don't think it's selling very well.
If it does, we're glad, because that's what we like rock and roll, you know. That all starts again, goody-goody.
And also you brought back in England with the Beatles, the advent of the Beatles, people like Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard have once again become big names, haven't they?
Yeah, but there were always groups of people who liked them. You know, especially in places like Liverpool. There were always staunch groups of fans who've never gone off people like that. Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee, Little
So
Richard.
you've more or less revived rock and roll.
Well, you know, revived interest in the beat music, that's all, really.
How do you fellas feel about the sort of music that people like 10, 12, 15 years ago, Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, this type of tune? Do you like it, or do you only like rock and roll?
No, but that's not the point. You know, recently Ella Fitzgerald's done... Ella Fitzgerald did Can't Buy Me Love. Have you heard it?
Well, she did it like Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, so you know, it
Not
doesn't...
do it like Frank Sinatra.
This would be a great compliment to your voice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
Recording a tune?
you know what I mean? You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be jazz, because it's one of our songs. You know, we don't reckon we write jazz.
What
She
you
sort
like
of did
that
it
kind
with the
of
jazz.
jazz?
Yeah, it's nice.
You just don't
We're not-
only like the modern...
We like all kinds of music. You know, whatever appeals to us, if it's good music for us. And it's good. I don't know.
Got lost again.
Got
Do you
lost.
find much jealousy amongst other groups in England about you? Not come across it at all?
Not really, because most of the top groups out there are friends of ours, so there's none of that. You know, the jealousy is only something they mix up in the papers. You know, obviously they've got to keep the sort of thing going.
And then,
all the groups that are anything over there are sort of best mates. So
and if any of them don't like us, then they don't sort of tell it to our faces. Anyway. We must just say it behind our backs.
What's your favourite entertainment medium? What do you like best, theatre or television or?
I like films.
He's going straight.
You've been quoted as a film
No,
star,
you
is this right?
don't mean for you mean for us?
For the Beatles, yes.
Oh, I thought you meant for
I
us
think
when
for
we're watching, being entertained. Oh, well, I don't know, really. I think live shows are pretty good.
But they're all good because you get a change. So that's the best thing again, you know, all of them together.
Is it true that you originally auditioned for 2 record companies before you were finally signed by EMI Records?
yeah, we made tapes for Decca, and I think...
And Pi.
And, but we
In
didn't
fact-
actually go to Pi.
In fact, EMI turned us down first of all.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, first
Oh,
of all.
you may laugh, you may laugh. But
Don't
they
blame
did.
him after hearing the tape.
And then George Martin, he from EMI, he decided to sign us up just himself, you see.
I think I've got all the songs on.
How many records have you got any idea how many records you have sold around the world?
No, I have
just a rough idea.
I asked our publisher to give me
Last
an
time
idea.
I
He said
heard
take
it was
weeks.
around about 30 million.
30
That's
million.
a big,
I don't understand.
complaining, but you know, it's always raining.
Who owns the Jaguar now? It's Paul, isn't it?
No, it's George.
George.
No,
Do you all read music?
I gave it him.
No,
No.
none of us.
Comics, we're good at comics.
You're talking about how you do like to be entertained. How do you like to be entertained? What's your busman's holiday?
Films,
Yeah.
shows,
All of you?
nightclubs, cabaret, and things like that.
Any
You go to a
more
nightclub
serious?
or a cabaret with that
Yeah,
mob.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
like
people don't walk
cabaret.
around in mobs, you know.
Is it true you can go to the...
outside.
I know, but I mean, if you go to a nightclub, you're not going to bump into 500 kids, are you?
This
You never
nightclub in
know,
Liverpool, the Blue Angel, is that a nightclub you can sort of go to and relax?
It was when we
A
were
lot
up
of
there a
friends.
lot, you know. I don't know. A lot of places in Liverpool have got sort of, you know,
Commercialised.
commercialised, so people come from all over the place just to have a look at them, you know. So I don't know now, I haven't been for years.
Have you played the Cavern at all lately?
Haven't played that for, I don't know.
Oh,
John, this might be a good one for you to answer. Did you people want to come to Australia?
But they're not booked completely without our knowledge. We're told that there's a possibility you might be going here or there, and if we didn't like it, we'd say
No, you didn't want to.
We said, yeah, because, it's the place to go.
Great.
What was your Darwin reception like, by the way?
It's very cool. We didn't know.
Yeah, it
we
was
were going
3
to
in the
go.
morning, I think, and we didn't know until we got about an hour away from it.
But apparently the press in down
Apparently.
all day.
Apparently, no, I think they guessed.
Only some fella said that the police have been trying to keep it quiet here all day.
Well, the BOAC spokesman said
Advertising again.
that it wasn't definite, but there was a slight
He's been trying to get one in
possibility.
for hours.
Can I now?
Here he is
Right.
now.
Fellas, did you enjoy doing the Shakespearean excerpt in your TV show?
Yeah.
What?
Except he made us rehearse for days.
And we still got it wrong.
Would you like to play legitimate Shakespeare?
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Did you like the costumes?
Yeah, they were good for that.
Mod.
This lantern doth the owner's moon present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been liking a lot to the Marx Brothers. Do you find this a compliment? Do you dig this sort of
Well,
humour?
it's a compliment. Well, not for the half. They're funny, aren't they?
When are you going to play the London Palladium?
Oh, we don't know.
Would you like to?
Oh, we've done
We've
it.
done it a couple of times.
I don't know nothing or
anything
about.
What's the
No,
group
we're
you
not
play with
saying-
in England, Jimmy?
Huh?
What's the group you play with in England?
Well, I've played with a lot of groups in England. Just before I left, I was playing with a rhythm and blues band.
You were the
Georgie.
Blue Flames, weren't you, for once?
Yeah, that's right. Well, only for a matter of days. It was only till Friday I only knew that I was doing this on Wednesday.
Does Brian Epstein manage you?
I don't really. No, he doesn't.
I don't really know. You'd know it if he did.
Jimmy, what was your first reaction when you were told that you were going to play with the Beatles?
Couldn't believe it, really.
Did you have to get their style?
No, we only rehearsed about 5 or 6 numbers, which took up an hour, and then
Away you went.
yeah.
If one of you
Frightening?
stopped being a
Pretty
Beatle,
frightening?
The first show was very frightening, yeah. But it reassured
But
me.
he did grand. He did
A grand job he did,
Grand
Thanks,
job.
lad.
George, if one of you stopped being a Beatle, what do you think you'd do?
I think I'd train elephants in the zoo.
That's quite
It's reported that you're the keen businessman of the group, is that right?
Well, yes, that's what it said in the paper. But, I've never heard of it. It's a new one on me. And maybe, I don't know.
Do you have a
haven't tried
contract to remain together as a group known as the Beatles? In other words, do you have contracts between yourselves?
yet. Well, we're a partnership.
There's some
I think,
sort
if
of a
that's what you
contract.
mean.
No, what I meant
Oh,
was
you mean
possibly
personally,
could
just
George suddenly decide to leave the Beatles group? Could you do that?
I think he could.
Well,
Of course he could, because I mean we would stop him.
no,
Even
even
if
if
they had a
leave,
contract.
but even
we'd
if
have trying to keep him there,
Standing on
struggling.
I think there is a contract.
not wanting to play.
That's what the law
There is a contract between the 4 of us, but if I wanted to leave, then they wouldn't try and stop me, or they wouldn't sue me, I don't think. Would you, fellas?
Now, apparently you earn many, many thousands of pounds a year, but how much money do you actually get to spend from your manager?
Well, we don't get money from him, we get money from our accountant, All our money
Are you
goes
on a
to
regular
him.
basis?
Yeah, well, we don't hardly need anything, because most things are sort of paid through the company, We just hardly spend anything in cash. Just cigarettes and things, and even that, they bought by our road managers thing,
We get a certain amount a week, and we've got at least half of it left.
What about
every
clothing?
week, 'cause we
Does
never
also
use it.
come from the accountant too?
No,
Bills?
well, sometimes.
Yeah, well, usually we get our tailor to, we order a few suits or how many we want, and then he'll send the bill into the company, because it's much easier for him to do that as well, and it's easier for us.
Only
Now,
got 2 suits.
This leads into the next question. Now, on stage you all dress literally the same, but off stage I notice even here that you're all dressed quite different. Now, is this also something you make up yourselves? Or?
No, you don't want to. I mean, originally we didn't look the same on stage anyway, but that just had to come. But you don't want to go around looking the same all the time. We do quite often, because we like the same kind of clothes, so we tend to come out sometimes all in the same kind of gear, don't we? I mean, the criminal. Correct. It's be stupid all going on with a big B on our backs.
Who decided you to change from leather to
natty suits?
It was, I think we
Brian,
decided...
I think it was
Brian
Well,
tell
he
us?
tried to persuade us.
Because when we went down south, it was all right in Liverpool around there, but as soon as we went anywhere else in sort of jeans and leather jackets, they sort of didn't want to know, you know, because they wanted everybody in grey suits doing that.
You single chaps.
You know how they do it.
You single chaps really don't have any firm plans to get married in the next few
No, I don't like the idea of marriage. It's a bit frightening.
Why is that? Tell us more about that.
You know, it is, isn't it?
And we're all trying to save up a bit before we get married.
Did you enjoy your holidays to Tahiti and the Caribbean, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it was-
we met one of your...
Some fella came swimming behind me saying, "You're having a good time," didn't he?
Yeah. Saying I've come all the way from Sydney.
Yeah, as if it was my fault.
Why did you split up and take your holidays?
People like them.
It makes it harder for people, the press, to catch us up. If we all got together, it's a cinch, you know, going to an airport.
And anyway, besides all that, Paul and Ringo fancied going to wherever they went.
Didn't you ask him something about Liverpool, though? That wasn't the question, was it?
Well, I said
Yes, we did.
you coming from Liverpool,
Yeah.
what sort of idea do people in Liverpool have about Australia?
Sorry, he was right.
There's a theory that you're almost as popular with adults as you are with teenagers, and that when teenagers find this out, that they will probably lose interest in you. Do you think it's true?
Yeah, well, go on.
Maybe.
No, I'm not saying a word. I don't know. What do you
A
think?
couple of photographs recently came from America showing all of you, I think it was George and Paul, the one I saw, swimming, but both photographs in different places showed you with shirts on. Now, is this a regular thing to swim with a shirt on?
I think we were only posing for the press, and we weren't really swimming.
Oh, I see.
We just
We might have
about
been just
in about 2
standing in
inches
the
of
water.
water.
I don't think we were actually swimming, as it were, with shirts. Because we
Frightened of
always
your white
wear
skin.
overcoats when we're swimming.
White skins with suntan.
John, what do you attribute to something like Bill Haley's Rock Around the Clock, the original record, after about 8 years coming back and topping the charts around the world?
Well, it hasn't topped the charts on the world yet, but
Well, I think
if
it's
it does,
sold a
I think
lot
it's
here.
Come on out here.
Sold a lot here, but I don't think it's selling very well.
if it does, we're glad, because that's what we like rock and roll, you know. And if that all starts again, goody-goody.
And also you brought back in England with the Beatles, the advent of the Beatles, people like Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard have once again become big names, haven't they?
Yeah, but there were always groups of people who liked them. You know, especially in places like Liverpool. There were always staunch groups of fans who'd never people.
Behind me saying, "You're having a good time," didn't he?
Yeah. Saying I've come all the way from Sydney.
Yeah, as if it was my fault.
Why did you split up and take your holidays?
People liked them.
It makes it harder for people, the press, to catch us up. If we all got together, it's a cinch, going to an airport.
And anyway, besides all that, Paul and Ringo fancied going to wherever they went, and I don't know what happened to us. Somebody just gave us the tickets. And we just ended up there.
When Jerry and the pacemakers were out here, they rubbished Australian beer. If you had a go at Australian beer, you tried it?
I'm not keen on
I don't
beer.
like any beer, really.
What do you like?
Scotch.
Scotch and Coke, yeah.
Teenage stuff.
Is that a drink that's drunk a lot in England?
No,
I don't
we
know.
got it in Germany because we didn't like German beer.
Apparently the real one's rum and coke. That's the one that everyone knows. Oh, yeah. But someone gave us Scotch and coke.
They all drink it in Tahiti, we found out. That's their sort of normal drink.
What,
You did
Scotch
the
and
Scotch
coke?
and Coke.
But it's
No,
caught on a
very,
bit,
very
Scotch and Coke.
Yeah. When you work, is it true that you have a lot of Coke backstage and drink a lot of Coke
Yeah.
while you work?
Well, you know, just cold drinks. And if it happens to be lemonade, it doesn't matter.
How do you feel before a show? Do you feel nervous?
Yeah. Before most
Depends on the
shows.
show, where it is and what it is.
How big it is?
Yeah.
Well, this is a new place.
You know, yeah. Even if it can be a small show and a very new place, and you still get very nervous. You get nervous on the most ridiculous of things too. The Mersey Beat Awards. When we got an award from a Liverpool paper, the Mersey Beat, and you know it was only quite a small thing. The award giving compared to some of the big shows we've been doing, but we were all nervous.
Well, apart from its value to your act, do you like wearing your hair this way?
Yeah, well, we've had it a long time, and we got used to it. It's like feel naked when it was getting cut.
And it's not as though somebody made us wear it like this.
And
No,
people were
we
wearing
had it
it
like
like
this
years
before
ago,
we
yeah.
started making records, didn't we? Didn't
When,
we?
why? Economy?
Pardon?
No, but I mean,
It just happened.
used to be the way people think it's so odd. I mean, it's only since the First World War I read. The all went round like that because he'd cutting the biddies out from the trenches, that's what I read. Before then, you all had it long.
Yes, that's right, that's right, that's Paul.
Don't believe it.
I do.
Sure, but I
Not my dad.
It's a good excuse.
Not my dad. My dad's got no biddies. No, he hasn't.
Which one? Your dad's a bus driver, isn't he, George?
Well, he was.
He was.
He's got a gold plated book.
What do your family think about all the attention shown?
Well, naturally they like it and they're all proud and, you know, just like if you had a son, what was a Beatle, or even if you didn't, you know, you're bound to like it more than any other club.
You live fairly close together, isn't it?
Yeah.
All fellows who work so close together so often and stay and travel together, you must have an occasional argument. So how do you work it out in your system apart from going away on holiday?
Well, it's usually two against one or three against one.
We never have a serious argument.
Or whoever can shout loudest. Another one.
It's reported that the Rolling Stones will be the Beatles. Comment on that?
Well, it's untrue.
Sometimes some of those things are reported.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Clark was bigger than us last.
They're big, you know.
And Brian Poole the month before.
Record things like that. It's true, you know, they're not big enough, but they're big. You know, that's the truth.
But they wouldn't have the teenage crowds gathering wherever they appeared, as you boys would.
They've got a big following in Britain.
This all harks back. Don't make us release as many singles. I mean, a lot of people say the Beatles are slipping because their record's number 15, but they forget it's already sold about 3 million.
Yeah, I mean, but that happened with our second record. No, the third one from EPU. You know, because it sold more than previously, it went out quicker, or something like that. Well, that's it then, you know. I mean, they've done it, every single we've made, that's it. You know, so you just give up.
Yeah, and also, the thing about the records now is that they have an awful lot of advance. Is it?
Paul.
Paul speak. Okay. They have a lot of advance sales, so they come in the first week very high, and then sell for about 2 weeks, and then sort of go out very quickly. They've sold an awful lot of records, but it's still, to people who don't know about the record business, it looks a bit off, you know, nothing. That's it.
Did you read the comments that Hal Wallace, the American producer who produces all Presley's films, said about you in a recent
Now, what did he say?
interview? He sort of referred to you as four untalented men, you know, shaggy sort of creatures.
No, Coward said that.
No cowards.
Wonder if they know each
Would you look upon this as jealousy, mainly because
Well, you
an
know,
American, because you're not American?
No,
so
let's
you don't
face it, you know, to some people, we've got nothing.
It'd be useless for everybody to like it. You've got to have somebody knocking you up, so people still say, oh, what's he knocking them for? They're all right, aren't they? You know, it's good when people knock you.
It doesn't matter, you know, there's nobody that everybody likes.
You've got a lot of songs up your sleeve that you haven't recorded, that haven't been published, quite naturally. But you still keep writing songs, that's the thing?
Yeah.
We've got enough supply for...
No, but the old songs, you know, most of them aren't very good anyway, you know, they were when we were really starting off. One or two, Love Me Do was an old song.
Do you have any individual ambitions to be more than a member of the singing group of the Beatles ultimately?
No.
It's enough.
How many people travel with you in
Depends where we're going.
Three.
Now we've got 3 people. We've got a fellow who looks after the equipment, and our road manager, and then we've got Mr. Epstein's personal assistant here, Derek Taylor.
Correct.
That's in there.
Correct, Derek?
Yes, correct.
Does anybody advise you about what sort of songs to record or to release?
No.
No, our A&R man advised. When we've made, say, 2 tracks, he advises us as to which is the more. But it's normally we agree amongst ourselves.
And did George and Ringo ever try to compose songs?
Yeah. George is written.
I thought it was always Paul and John.
Well, it is. They've written every song we've ever recorded except one. And I wrote that one.
When Brian Epstein took over managing you, how did he first promote you? How did he first start promoting you?
Well, when he first started handling us, he wasn't a manager, you know, in show business. He was a director of his father's business.
Come here, fellas, one last
Oh, and
question.
so,
So anyway,
I'll tell you later.
one last question. Do you enjoy being the Beatles, as much as you did, say, a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different way, of course, but still not.
Well, that just about sums it up. And that's the end of our outside telecast, which was inside what is usually the dining
Sound
room
like it. How long
of
have you been
the
in?
Sheraton Hotel, right opposite floor
Bye,
below
everybody.
the stage. And we'll say a very good afternoon.
Goodbye. Ta-da.
Are these all recordings or are they live?
Record on air, then
Some are filmed, some are...
Oh, yeah, that's
Have they treated Americans very well, gentlemen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yes.